Good day, folks. Today I want to talk about how horses are different. Each one is a unique individual, and sometimes you have to modify what you do just a little bit to accommodate the individual horse. Now, I've talked a little bit about this before, that the more tools you got in your toolbox, the better off you are. Going exclusively by one particular method or style of training, it's not a bad idea, because I've used methods that will work, in fact, on like 99% of horses, and they work exceptionally well. But every once in a while you run into 1%, and I was reminded again of that the other day when I was working with another horse whose personality is extremely different than a lot of horses I've worked with. He was actually a pretty level-headed little horse, in fact, and I was trying to teach him to lead by the hind leg, and he wasn't reacting to that rope on the back leg at all. Very different. And that, again, reminded me of, it's something I wanted to talk about for a while, because this horse in particular is one of my own. She's a very unique individual, to say the least. She's a wonderful horse, extremely intelligent, but she's a little different. And every once in a while, in order to accomplish something, I have to employ a slightly different method. Not long ago, I was working with her on something that, I was using a method that, works 99% of the time, and worked fine with my other horse, and works fine with any other horse. Would not work with this one, and I'm probably not as patient as I should be. And after a couple of hours of making absolutely no progress at all, I decided to try something different. Not my first choice, but not a harsh one or anything like that. We didn't resort to anything stupid, but we tried something a little bit different, and within a matter of a couple of minutes she was doing exactly what I wanted her to do. So my point is, the more tools you got in your toolbox, the better off you are. You're always prepared to deal with unique situations, because not all horses are the same. You can follow some of the best methods, from some of the best trainers on the planet, and they might work with 99% of the horses, but you might have that 1%. You could end up with one like this that's just a completely unique, different horse that requires different methods for different things, and she breaks a lot of the rules in the book. Not that there is such a book, but I think you get the point. Every once in a while, people get frustrated. Even if they've been trying it for a very long time, a certain method may not work. So every once in a while, you're going to run into a horse, and like I said, you might even own that horse, that requires a slightly different way of doing things. They're not all the same, and you might get, rather than getting frustrated, because you're using the proper method, and it might be a very good one that works with, like I said, 99% of the horses. If you're getting frustrated because it's not working, after a period of time, patience is a virtue, and sometimes you got to just have a whole lot of patience to make things work. That's extremely important. But every once in a while, you just got to dig into your toolbox and come up with something a little bit different. And various horses, depending on their sensitivity, even the tools you're using might be a little different. One you might use a whip, one might use a training stick, one you might use a flag, all to do exactly the same thing. So don't get hung up on it has to be done a certain way, because the horses didn't read the book, and they're all just a little bit different, and I've seen it firsthand. There are tried and true methods that if you're following somebody that suggests do it this way, it's a good idea to try it that way as long as possible and practical. But if you're absolutely not making any progress after a while, you might want to consider the possibility of trying something a little bit different, okay? So just remember, they're not all the same, and like I said before, one size does not fit all. So have a good day, folks. Don't get frustrated. If you run out of patience, try something new. Have a good day.